Hey everyone, this is Eva, and welcome to Whatever for Shallow Dives. Not quite a deep dive, but you get the picture. A few days ago, I came across a number of posts circulating Twitter with excerpts from interviews with this lady sharing the most unbelievable stories about her experience in North Korea and escaping to China and then to the USA. So today we're going to be discussing the controversies surrounding Yeonmi Park and her takes on North Korea and China.
We give them a month.
For those of you who don't know, Yeonmi Park is a North Korean defector and human rights activist who has gained a lot of attention for her powerful speeches and writing about her experiences of living under the oppressive regime of North Korea.
They were selling me for less than $300 and my mom for $65.
However, her most recent comments on China and her criticism of other human rights activists have landed her in some hot water. So let's dive right into it. Firstly, let's talk about Yeonmi's background. Yeonmi was born in North Korea and grew up under the oppressive regime of Kim Jong-un. She and her family eventually escaped to China, where they faced a whole new set of challenges.
The first thing I was seeing was my mom being raped.
Yeonmi was born in 1993 in Haesan, a city located in the northern part of North Korea. Allegedly, her family was relatively well off as her father was a member of the Workers' Party and had a job as a civil servant. However, Yeonmi's life changed dramatically when her father was accused of smuggling and was sent to a labor camp.
We call spring is a season of death.
As a result, Yeonmi's family was stripped of their privileges and was forced to live in poverty. Yeonmi's mother, who had once been a nurse, was forced to sell goods in the black market to make ends meet. Yeonmi and her sister often went hungry, and they were constantly reminded of the dangers of speaking out against the regime.
Find even one single rat to eat in the spring.
In 2007, when Yeonmi was just 13 years old, allegedly her mother decided that they had to leave North Korea. They said that they crossed into the border in China, but their troubles were far from over.
And then after that, they were selling us to another human trafficker inner China around that Shenyang.
It has been said that Yeonmi and her mother were sold into the Chinese sex trade, and Yeonmi's sister was also trafficked to a different part of China.
Just mentally retarded family, the farmers.
They say after 2 years of living as a sex slave, Yeonmi and her mother managed to escape and make their way to South Korea. Yeonmi's sister was eventually reunited with them, but the family was traumatized by their experiences and struggled to adapt to their new life. Yeonmi has also faced criticism for some of her comments on feminism. In 2014 interview, she stated that she did not want to consider herself a feminist because she believed that the movement had been co-opted by Western women who were seeking to impose their values on other cultures. Her comments were met with criticism from feminists, who argued that the movement was about equality and empowerment for all women, regardless of their cultural background.
It's all of them, I'm gender fluid. At this moment, I might feel like girl, but next moment, I can feel like a boy.
So firstly, let's talk about Yeonmi Park's living conditions in North Korea. Yeonmi has claimed that she and her family lived in extreme poverty, with no access to basic necessities such as food and electricity. In her memoir, she writes about eating grasshoppers and dragonflies to survive. However, some critics have pointed out that Yeonmi's claim of poverty has been exaggerated, and that she may have been from a relatively well-off family in North Korea. Next, let's talk about Yeonmi Park's escape story. Yeonmi has claimed that she and her mother escaped from North Korea through China and eventually made it to South Korea. She has also claimed that her father was arrested and tortured by North Korean officials after they escaped. However, some critics have also pointed out the inconsistencies in Yeonmi's story, such as the fact that she initially claimed to have crossed the river into China alone, but then later changed her story to include her mother.
They did reach out to South Korean embassy, and when they confirmed that we are North Koreans, that's when they gave us a fake passport.
Finally, let's talk about how Yeonmi Park got to America. Yeonmi has claimed that she was granted asylum in the United States after giving a speech at the One Young World Summit in Dublin, Ireland in 2014. However, some critics have pointed out that Yeonmi's asylum application had already been in process before the summit, and that her speech may have been exaggerated for publicity purposes.
North Korea is an unimaginable country.
there is only one channel on TV.
Another area where Yunomi's views have been controversial is her stance on North Korea. While she has been a vocal critic of the regime and has spoken out about the human rights abuses and oppression in the country, some have criticised her for painting too simplistic of a picture of the situation. Critics argue that Yunomi's focus on the individual stories of escape and survival can sometimes obscure the larger political and economic factors that contribute to the situation in North Korea. Yunomi has since become a prominent voice in the fight for human rights and freedom, using her platform to shed the light on atrocities committed by the North Korean government. Recently, Yunomi has been in the news for her comments on her son.
Beyond me, in North Korea, parents cannot feed their children. We give them mud. In Turkey, they banned porn. So when I was younger, I drew some titties and then I jerked off on it. Except mine is real. My story is real!
In a tweet, she criticised the Chinese government for its treatment of the North Korean refugees, calling it disgraceful. However, some people have accused her of being hypocritical, and that she has previously praised China for helping her escape from North Korea. In an interview with Anthony Padilla, Yunomi addressed this criticism, saying, "I'm not a politician. I am not trying to appease anyone. I am just speaking the truth as I see it." Yunomi has also faced criticism for her comments about other human rights activists. In a recent appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience, she criticised some of her fellow activists for being too focused on virtue signalling and not doing enough to actually help people on the ground. This led to some backlash from other activists who accused her of being divisive and undermining the work that they do. Despite the challenges Yunomi has faced, she has become a powerful advocate for human rights and has dedicated her life to raising awareness about the situation and issues facing North Koreans and other oppressed people around the world. She has spoken at numerous events and has written a memoir, In Order to Live, A North Korean Girl's Journey to Freedom, which has been translated into more than 20 languages. So now, what can we make of these controversies surrounding Yunomi Park? Well, it's important to remember that Yunomi's story is just one of many escape stories from North Korea, and that there are bound to be inconsistencies and differing perspectives. However, it's also important to scrutinise the claims made by public figures such as Yunomi, especially when they are using their platform to speak out against human rights abuses. This has been Whatever for Shallow Dives. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment below. And thanks for watching.